Happy Saturday and welcome to the Ramashram Satsang Weekend Workshop, where you'll learn a modern Satsang method for obtaining peace, light, and love in your life. My name is Shivangi and I will be introducing the facilitator for today's event. But first, I would like to give you a brief overview to this Satsang session. If you'll direct your attention to the screen, you'll see that the first element is Satsang. Satsang is a scientific method whereby we may obtain peace, light, and love in our lives. It requires no physical skill, spiritual accomplishment, or meditation experience to begin this practice. Satsang consists of two words, Sat and Sang. Sat means positive energy, and Sang means to be with or to be in the presence of. Therefore, the word Satsang means to be in the presence of positive energy. The next element is meditation. Meditation is an important part of satsang. When we meditate, our consciousness is drawn from worldly objects and directed inward to focus on a single thought. In doing so, our minds become calm and our thoughts become pure, leading us to higher states of consciousness such as enlightenment, peace, light, and love. Inner orientation. There are two types of satsang, inner satsang and outer satsang. An example of outer satsang would be chanting or attending pilgrimages. When we practice outer satsang, we have the potential to change our behavior. But it is only through the practice of inner satsang can we obtain higher states of consciousness such as enlightenment, peace, light, and love. This is the type of satsang we will learn today where we meditate in silence. Group sessions. These weekend workshops are structured for group participation. When we meditate as a group, our focus is improved and our personal progress along our spiritual path is expedited. By regularly attending these weekend workshops, the benefits of group participation are amplified. Joy and inner happiness. All beings wish to experience joy. Joy is the eternal longing of the soul, but it is only through the practice of inner satsang can we obtain a joyous state. Each time we practice satsang, our inner happiness gradually increases, ultimately culminating in a state of joy that we experience 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Next, the agenda for today's session consists of three parts: the informative session, the practice session, and the interactive session. During the informative session, a lecture will be given about a satsang topic, our founder, or some relevant spiritual topic. During the practice session, instructions on how to meditate will be given, followed by a period of practice. During the interactive session, you will have the opportunity to ask questions or there will be a panel discussion. And now, I would like to introduce the facilitator for these events. He has over 40 years of satsang experience. He is the grandson of Guru Maharaj, the founder of Ramashram Satsang. He was born into a satsang family where he witnessed his family members obtaining states of enlightenment and live lives of peace, light, and love. At an early age, he began traveling with the mission throughout India, facilitating satsangs. During that time, he witnessed the positive effects that satsang could have on mankind. Upon arriving in the United States, both he and his wife continued to facilitate satsang for local satsangis. He has led teams of satsang members in translating important satsang literature into English and has worked tirelessly to make satsang more accessible to Western and English speaking audiences. He currently travels throughout the United States, India, and England, facilitating satsangs while maintaining his duties as a husband, a father, and an IT executive. Today, we have his daughter Parul with us, who will be guiding us through the session. Welcome, Parul.
Thank you, Shivangi Lee, for that amazing intro. If you're new here, my name is Parul. It's like Carl, but with a P. I'm the great-granddaughter of Guru Maharaj, who started this organization and this way of life called Satsang. And today we will go into a topic, a spiritual topic, and I will speak about it, and then we'll go into meditation together. And at the end, feel free to introduce yourself, or if you have questions about meditation or the topic itself, you can just ask it at the end. So today's topic came from that saying, hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. So, we know that evil is gossip. We know that the words we speak are important and they carry a strong vibration, whether we want to admit it or not. That's why when someone goes too far speaking with their best friend or their mom or a boss, everyone will catch it. You can feel, when the room pauses, and that's because words and their vibrations matter. And when you go too far, it is literally felt by the other person. And when you go too high in the other direction, that vibration is also received by the other person as well. And we also know that when we see and point out something evil or negative in someone else, that it reflects back on us, and our own focus goes to that aspect of them. And in some way, we accidentally take on that karma, especially if we can't let it go. And we keep engaging in seeing that one aspect of them and getting aggravated, upset, or bothered by how someone else's presence is affecting, our own energy, or by how they do things. And a little side note with that is that you always have the option of being in your own power, standing up for those in need, or maybe using your kind words in a powerful way and a well thought out way that could actually change any situation or give someone a new perspective. But it's not your job to do so. And it's not your job to change someone else or take the weight of the world on your own, two short shoulders. So we don't need to be disempowered or always watch on the sidelines if we feel that there's a respectful way to sort things out. But holding on to it and ruminating about it is a choice. And from Satsang's perspective and approach, if we're talking about evil, it would actually be about negativity. That negativity is, lower vibrational energy that affects us all at different times in our lives. And it brings us out of the heart into the body, sometimes even out of the body, or into a state of disassociation or escapism, in the worst end of things. So this might look like living in constant fear, worry, or anxiety, which is the opposite of living in faith, because you almost take the role or the place of the creator in your own life. You might, forget to act on intuition that's always whispering to us. You're refusing to take those risks that will, you know, make your life better or help things work out because you're so worried, you're so in fear that nothing is going to work out. And instead of letting the creator work through your life, letting your life unfold in the ways it's meant to, you give yourself so much power that the present moment is completely lost to you because of what may happen in the future or what already happened in the past. So, another situation may be maybe you're living in guilt because you blame yourself for that situation that happened back in 2018, or because you lied to someone close to you, or you did engage in that gossip and it felt a little bit icky after. And now you're stuck with guilt and you're stuck with shame and you're not sure how to shake it. And, how about the way you treated your loved ones a couple of days ago? You might not be proud of that now, right? But letting these temporary lower vibration emotions and feelings cling onto you is literally like letting a negative entity linger and hang out in your energy field. And the good news is that fear, guilt, shame, or even sadness cannot vibrate in your heart. And that's why allowing the light into your heart is so powerful. In any moment of fear or intense sadness, if you allow light into your heart, the low vibrations around you cannot get to that part of us, which is our heart. And when you let that light go all around your body, anchored in the heart, it's like a force field of higher energy and protection that's created all around you. But to make this even more practical, to allow ourselves to overcome negativity, we have to replace what's lower with something higher. So, in other words, we have to replace negative emotions with feelings of positivity and negative words with empowering, hopeful, and positive words. So, when you become aware, you can literally catch your thoughts, catch your words, catch your feelings, and be like, no, I'm going to experience gratitude right now. No, I'm going to say something nice after I said something mean. Just to start balancing it out. At first, it's almost like fake it till you make it, but then it will become a way of life. And you can replace worry with gratitude. You can replace fear with faith. You can replace guilt and shame with forgiveness and acceptance towards yourself first, and then towards others. And of course, call on the light from a higher power at any time. Wrap your heart, body, and soul in this warm energy like a blanket and let go of what is no longer serving you. So that is my food for thought today. Let's get into our meditation where we will practice coming back to the present moment, let go of everything that we spoke about today, and allow space within our bodies, minds, and souls to experience peace, joy, and bliss. So let's start our meditation. I will explain how to meditate. And then, of course, at the end, would love to talk to everyone here and introduce ourselves and talk about meditation as well. Perfect. Let's see. Okay, so this is inner yoga, which is described by Guru Maharaj. And what we're going to practice today is meditation with golden white light energy. So we're visualizing this golden white light energy outside of us, right? When we close our eyes, we're visualizing this golden white light energy. It enters our heart space first. And from the heart, it goes all over the body from your head to your toes and then into your energy field, at least 5 feet out in every single direction. You're completely covered in this golden energy. And we will have music playing that will help you kind of settle into the meditation. This is when you want to really connect with the light. And then we will go into a completely silent meditation. And if you feel that your monkey mind is going off or you're not able to concentrate, come back to the heart, come back to the light, and restart. My dad always says that even experiencing one moment of peace is more than enough. But obviously, if you can do more, great. If not, don't force it. um even just sitting here and sitting in the light is a powerful thing, and it will get better with time. So we're basically practicing inner orientation. We're going inwards. We're practicing silent meditation, and obviously the goal is to connect to higher energy, higher consciousness, and coming out of it, you will hear music. So we'll do about 30 to 40 minutes of meditation in silence, and then you will hear music that will help us bring us out of it. That's when you want to move your fingers, move your toes, and then we will have our Q&A session. So let's get started. Thank you, everyone, for coming on Saturday morning or evening or night, wherever you are, and doing this meditation together. So if you guys want to come on now, you can feel free. Now we can just have some fun and talk anything spiritual related, any questions, any experiences. And Maeve, is your sound back on? I think that was during the meditation because we go into full silence. She's still here. Okay. Well, if anyone wants to come on, feel free. Yeah, you can come on. No need to turn your camera on.
Hi.
Hey, how are you?
Yeah, that was hard.
Oh my gosh, I know.
It was difficult, but I think I made a breakthrough.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Yeah, hence the tears. In the beginning, obviously, I breathed in the golden light, like you said, but there was just like a block of it going like
Okay.
in fully into my heart, and I was trying to work out why. And I think it's because I've been trying to punish myself for speaking to my mum how I did sometimes.
Oh my gosh.
Because I was her caregiver since a child.
Oh wow.
And in the last few years, I had to go full time and I lived with her to care for her.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a lot. So sometimes, like, I would lose my cool and get really upset. And I didn't want to forgive myself because I felt so bad.
Mm-hmm.
But I managed to get that light in the end. I kept saying to myself, like, I did the best I could. I really did. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and she's at peace now, so I need to let myself be at peace. Um, so yeah, and then the tears just started to come, so I think it worked.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to bring up this topic because actually like the lower energies, they can't enter the heart.
Yeah,
So if you can get the light into your heart, then you're protected.
yeah,
So
I did it.
yeah, I'm so proud of you. And I think you're just being too hard on yourself. And that's why I was saying, we're holding on to things from like 2018,
Yeah,
2016, and then, it comes up in meditation because you're not able to connect or too many thoughts are going off. So
yeah.
I'm really happy you were able to just forgive that and let it go. And
Thank
I'm
you.
sure she's like looking down on you and so proud of you. And honestly, it's not easy. Like
No,
that's why they have that saying, like, if you think you're enlightened, like go spend time with your family.
yeah,
It's going to be so hard for you to be like peaceful and calm and nice and all to your family because they're the ones who trigger you the most and you have to take care of them and
exactly.
so many
Um,
dynamics.
thank you
Of
so much.
course. Yeah, I'm
This
so
was a hard
happy.
topic, but it was a good one.
Oh my gosh, I'm so happy you like made this amazing breakthrough.
Yeah, thank you. I'm gonna
Of
go
course.
now. I'll be
Oh, of
listening though.
course, of course.
Right, bye.
Drink some chamomile tea and just relax.
I will. Thank you so much.
Of course.
Okay.
If anyone else wants to share, any of the new people like Jenny, Patricia, Steve, if you want to come on. Anybody else? Paula, our favorite. Quiet Saturday, but thank you guys for coming. Onkar, Uncle Geeta, Auntie, good to see you guys. Rajatbeya, Pooja, so good to see you. And Shivangi Lee, thanks for doing the intro. Let's see.
Namaskar, Parul.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. How's it
Great
going today?
session.
Thank you.
So nice to see you every Tuesday and Saturday now.
I know, I love it. It's been a lot of seeing each other now. How are
Very
you
nice.
guys? How is the family?
Good. Good.
Good.
Everything good.
Yeah.
No news is good news.
No news is good news. I love that. But thanks for coming every week. It's fun to see you.
Oh, absolutely.
Happy
Have a good one.
Saturday. Yeah.
Yeah. Bye.
Happy Saturday.
Morning, Parole. It's Paula.
Hello. How are you?
I'm good. So yesterday, there's a coworker who I have had problems with on multiple occasions. The last time we had an issue, it ended up in HR, and she is clearly at fault, but she's the kind of person that just gets moved around from team to team instead of anybody dealing with her behaviors. So in any event, I've not had any contact with her for a while, and yesterday, the minute she approached my desk, I just knew she was getting ready to push my buttons. And as hard as I tried to practice everything we do here, I got so upset. And by the time I got home, I said to my husband, she ruined my peace. Like, I really have come to a state where I am so calm. Like, I just had to fly down to Tennessee to take care of my granddaughter because my granddaughter and my son and daughter-in-law were sick. And it ended up I missed my connection in Charlotte, and I literally had to sit in the Charlotte airport overnight for 8 hours. And I wasn't upset. My son was yelling and screaming on the phone and yelling at ticket agents and everything else. And I was very calm. I was just like, this is what I have to happen, so I'm fine. But yesterday I lost it. I mean, not with her, not with my boss, but I lost my composure. I lost my peace that I've worked so hard to find. And my husband, who I've only got to meditate with us once, with Jeffrey and I, he understood when I said to him, I said, she ruined my peace. She ruined my calm. And I don't know, I've asked this question before on one of our meditations, and I know people have not been kind in their answers about, well, if they're pushing my buttons, that maybe that's my fault. But this is clearly not my fault. This is a woman who has a lot of issues. And I just don't know how to stay calm when someone is, the last time something happened, it was actually physical on her part. And this went to corporate in Chicago. There was video of it. But I just don't know how you remain calm when someone is aggressively interacting with you, and you can't walk away because it's obviously something. I work for a pharmaceutical company, so not to say I have patients' lives in my hands, but the decisions we make at my job affect patient safety. So, any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's not your fault. And I think, a lot of times we say like it's a reflection of you. But in this case, I don't think so. I don't think it's a reflection of you. I think in corporate settings, we see the most, we see the most issues where it's like personalities are coming. And it's tough because, on one end, it's like you don't want to leave the job.
Right.
You have to deal with this. So, I mean, eventually, like if it's too toxic, you don't want to be like ruining your life. But on the other end, it's like you kind of have to learn, like this is you like going through the thick of it with other personalities. And this is also something that happens like on like any spiritual path. Light is increasing, darkness is increasing too. So it's really interesting because, as you're like feeling more peace and you're feeling more light, you're feeling more positive, that darkness is literally almost in the same, it's like speeding up in the same like speed and everything. So dealing with these personalities is actually something that comes up, whether it's emotions within yourself or it's someone outside of yourself, because it's almost like the universe is like balancing out what's happening within you externally. So it's weird because, before you reach enlightenment, it actually gets to peak of the darkness, right? So especially even in satsang, there's this thing of like, we're not looking for peace externally. That's not what we're doing here. So the whole thing is that, can you remain composed? Like, you might have to go through this time where you're like off kilter, you don't know how to deal with it. And that's like part of the process, because it's kind of taking you to this, like, you feel like you're going low, but it's actually like you have to kind of just deal with this and go through the emotions and go through, the chaos of it all, because after you'll kind of be brought back up again. But in terms of like dealing with it every single day, it's in your environment. I think you will have to think of some tools, like whether it's, I love EFT tapping, which is like an emotional freedom technique where you kind of like tap on, energy centers in the body. So you can do like, dealing with a toxic coworker and, go through that story and just deal with your own emotions, your own energy, because you don't want it to go off on her. Whether it's like joining therapy or whatever it is, like you have to figure out how you're going to balance out your emotions. Like for me, it's working out. I do EFT. Sometimes I'm in therapy. Sometimes I'm going out on the walking meditations, like talking it out, like just getting it out of your body, because it's affecting you and it's creating chaos in your own life.
Okay.
But it's completely normal. Like there's phases of like complete chaos, and then there's phases where your vibration like raises back up even more than before. So it could just be kind of like a moment of test where it's like you've reached this piece, like, okay, now like let's see how it is when it's in the chaos. So yeah, in satsang especially, we always say like it's, the people who are with the light, with God, with the divine, are the ones who are experiencing the most in their lives of struggle and pain and all of those things. So I know it sucks. It's like probably not the answer you want to hear, but
no, but as usual, you hit all the points. You're absolutely right. I didn't realize though that it's sometimes darkest before the dawn, but
yeah.
No, I hear you. That's a good way to look at it.
Another thing that just came to me is that you can pray for their healing. Obviously, you don't want to take on their karma by talking about it so much, because when we talk about it, we're giving energy to that person. That's what they want. They want you to stoop down.
Okay.
So instead, like, just shift it where you're like, I'm praying for their healing. I'm praying that, their compassion, their empathy increases. I'm praying that, the love that they don't have, they receive, because that's why they're acting out anyways. And, they might be a narcissist. They might be all these kind of things. We really don't need to know. But what you need to do is just protect yourself and get to a place where you're so strong that this doesn't affect you.
Are you so smart because of your dad? You're
I
so
don't-
young and you're so smart.
I actually have no idea. I have no clue. I'm like, sometimes I'm like, what? Because even in my family, I'm kind of like the person who's like seeing these dynamics. And I'm like, oh, we could fix this, or, I'll pull back now. Like, you're having a moment, let me pull back. Or like, sometimes I'm the person having a moment, and then I catch myself and I go and say sorry if I'm in the wrong. So I don't know. I've just always been that person where I'm like, I don't know. I can just see like personalities and how we're all acting out. And it's just something I have. And also, I hate to say this, but sometimes, like in the Indian community, we have so many patterns. And because I was born American, it's like I'm seeing those patterns and I'm like, we don't have to be like this. So,
okay.
Yeah, it's interesting. I've gone through my own things where I'm like this, not a huge fan. Maybe I'll not take that, but I will take this, and this.
Well,
So I'm
that's
almost
great.
like
Thank
a hybrid. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I'm going to carry that with me to work next week.
Yeah, I mean, I hope it helps. And honestly, like the chaos, it happens. So,
right.
Yeah, I think just like experiencing it and going through it and not fighting it also helps.
Right.
Like you might be a little bit off it on edge, or, and that's okay. That's just part of it.
But I like praying for her healing. That is a good thought. I like that.
Yeah. I mean, if we can just reverse that part where it's like you're taking on her karma, let's not do that, right?
Right.
We just want to like reverse it. You're full
Okay.
of light. So send her love, you know?
Yep. Thank
Yeah.
you so much.
Of course.
Couldn't wait to get to this morning. Thank you.
Sending you love. Yeah, if anyone else wants to come on. Shivangi, Lee, Pooja, good to see you guys.
Hey, Parul.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I really liked the topic of today. Um, it's negativity is all around us, right? We don't get to choose our family. We don't get to choose the people we work with. It's
Nope.
what it is. It's how we maintain our peace and our calm. And I really
Yeah.
liked how you equated hear no evil, say no evil. It is the gossip part of it, right? It's sometimes so hard to avoid with, people who you're just surrounded with. And it
100%.
does so negatively impact your own, how you're feeling and, how you're moving around in the world. So it's, yeah, just staying with the light. And I love something that your dad always says to just keep yourself, like, build an energy shield around you with the light so nothing can
Yeah.
penetrate. And just keep Guru Maharaj and keep your Guru between you and the negativity. So
Yeah,
just use them
100%.
as a shield. Like they absorb the negative energy. So that's something I try to practice, but it's sometimes it's overwhelming, right? Like, so
It is. Yeah, it's like a constant thing. We have to keep coming back to it and remembering. And even like if we do gossip, because it happens, we have reality TV shows and our friend groups coming together and people in corporate, like people are going to gossip and it's going to happen. But yeah, I think if we can just, when you become aware in the conversation, just bring it in then, like remembering the guru, remembering the light. And then naturally you're not even going to engage because your focus is now on the guru and the light. So then even you can be there, but let the other people talk. It's fine.
Yep. Yeah, and I feel like with time, like you build a very strong, intuitive inner voice.
Yeah.
You are in a negative situation, and I've often seen this that I used to be very reactive, but now the inner voice just tells me to take a moment and not just spit out the first thing that's coming to my mind.
Yeah, I know. I think you're an Aries too, so we just love to bark back.
Yeah. So satsang helps with that, right? So just like take a moment and
Yeah, it does. Like even when you see someone's like not responding well, like just taking that moment, like, okay, I don't need to go too far now. Because we're gonna sometimes engage in gossip and sometimes, go and say something mean, and that's fine. But we should also fix it and stop when we catch it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Always nice to see you and hear from you. You always have the best topics.
Oh my gosh, thank you. Oh, thanks, Pooja. Thanks for coming today. I know it's like, what time is it in India? Okay, this is actually a good time in India, like 9:30 p.m. Thanks, Geeta Auntie, for coming. Always good to see you here.
Good to see you too, Parul.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm chilling. Saturday morning.
Awesome. Good to see
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, it's good to see you. It's like nice to see you every Saturday.
Yeah. All right. We'll catch you next Saturday, Parul. Take care.
Sounds
Bye.
good. Our
Bye.
routine.
I just wanted to say good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Very good. Thanks for your message. It reminded me of this quote from Leviticus: "Do not insult the deaf, or cause the blind to stumble."
Wow. Wow, I love that. That's a thought provoker. Can you repeat that?
Do not insult the deaf, or cause the blind to stumble. So.
Wow. Yeah, that like goes right in line. Same vibes.
Figuratively and literally.
Yeah.
But I also just I think I've attended these sessions for a little over 2 years now, and it's just you talk about certain dynamics of having been born in America, and I think I was reading something philosophical by Jonathan Haidt, and he talked about how Westerners, when they identify themselves as hardworking or honest or jazz lovers or whatever, but people from the East identify themselves as daughters or
Yeah.
employees of something. They view themselves more in the group dynamics. And so in this group, I feel like there's so much silence, and I think that's a trait that's admired because you're listening, you're absorbing. Kind of the Rumi mindset that the language of God is silence, and all the rest is just poor translation. But I feel like, especially last week, you did such a nice job of illuminating people and getting them to come out and speak. And I think that some of the wisest people are the most silent people in this group. And,
100%.
So,
I mean, it's interesting because, yeah, I mean, even if after meditation, like having that peace, you know, like that moment where you're like, I'm good right here. So, yeah, I mean, silence is a big thing in any kind of spiritual practice because it shows that you're at peace. You know,
it's a beautiful thing. I every day try to just read something inspirational, and David Brooks wrote this book, How to Know a Person, The Art of Seeing Others Deeply and Being Deeply Seen. And he coined the term an illuminator to describe the kind of person who knows instinctively how to help others feel fully seen and known. And I think you have a tremendous talent in that regard. So
oh my gosh,
keep up the good work.
Thank you so much. That's so nice. Oh my gosh, I'm just really happy with like how this group, like, we come together, and some of us don't come on, but I don't know. It feels like a good energy with all of us coming together. But yeah, Steve, thank you. Can you tell me what that book was? If you don't mind.
Yeah, the book is it was written in 2023. It's How to Know a Person, The Art of Seeing Others and Being Deeply Seen.
Oh, wow. I feel like I love that whole concept.
Yeah, I think as humans, sometimes we just need that one connection or that one affirmation to make us feel better sometimes. So
actually,
that's
like,
why we gather.
Yeah, it's funny that you said this because I feel like that's kind of, I don't know, like over the years, I feel like that's kind of what I even want to do is just that, like seeing others deeply and having those like one-on-one connections, even in a group. But yeah, thank you. That was amazing. And thank you, Onkar Uncle, for coming every week. I see you. And Ajitha, how are you?
Good, thank you.
Yeah, you're always here. Thank you for coming. And I hope you guys are good, you and the family. And Tharuthi and Jenny, thank you guys for being here. Yeah, so I think I'm going to call it a day. We'll see you guys on Tuesday. Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's so nice, Christy. Thank you so much. Thank you guys for being here and for letting me share a little something. And I'll see you guys next Tuesday, 7 p.m. or next Saturday, same time, 10 a.m. EST. And yeah, I hope you take this positive energy into your day. Do something nice for someone, and sending you guys love. And thank you, Juan, for hosting and being in the background. All right. Bye.
Thanks, Parul. Bye, everyone.
Thank you.